Good morning, everyone. Wow, I ain't talking back this morning. Let me welcome you all here to the Center of Peace and our Sunday morning celebration. Those who are with us in person and those who are joining us through social media, our YouTube channel, and on Facebook. Welcome, 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 and those who may see the service at a later time. We welcome you here this morning. My name is Twana Malone. I am the senior minister here at the Center of Peace, and I am so glad that you all are here this morning. I truly am. We have a wonderful service in store this morning. We have our licensed professional practitioners assisting us in our service this morning. We have leading us this morning in our meditation, Alima A. Boyd. Leading us this morning in our treatment, our affirmative prayer, Betty Boyd. Leading us this morning in our readings, our selected and sacred readings, Zuma Gonzalez. Holding consciousness for us this morning, knowing the truth about our time together, and it's unfolding in the most magnificent way, in quiet repose from afar. And when they do get here, Carletta Murray and Helen Moore. Our music today is being sung forth through Miss Marcy Francis and all her friends. She got a lot of friends. Greeting all who walk in our doors this morning is Susan Saunders. I see Pamela Bottoms back there. And we have Al and Vern on the ones and twos. You're here, I'm here. I think that we are all set and ready. So I invite you just to take this moment to be so present, to become so present in a presence, so aware of a presence that is never in absence.
Good morning, everyone. Going to be leading you in a guided meditation. It's a meditation that fosters inner peace, which in turn will create your peace in your external world. As you get comfortable in your seats, sitting up straight, rest your hands in your lap. Gently close your eyes. And start by taking a few deep breaths. Inhaling slowly and deeply through your nose. Hold it for a moment, and then exhale through your mouth. As you exhale, let the tension melt away from your body. Continue. Inhale slowly, deeply through your nose. Hold it for a moment, and then exhale through your mouth slowly. And with each exhale, allow the tension to release from your body. And please continue for a few minutes. Now I invite you to begin to shift your focus inward, visualizing a small spark of light at the center of your heart. This is the essence of peace within you. As you inhale, imagine this light growing a little bit brighter and larger. As you exhale, let go of any worries, tensions, or negative thoughts. Visualize them as smoke disappearing into the ether. Continue to cultivate your inner peace with each breath. The light is now as large as your heart, radiating peace from within you. Now just take a few minutes focusing on this feeling of inner peace. Now silently affirm to yourself, I am peace. I carry peace within me. I radiate peace. Now visualize this peace expanding out from your heart and encompassing your entire body. See it reaching further out into the room you're in, the building, the city, and eventually the entire planet. Picture your peaceful energy touching everything, people, animals, plants, bringing calmness, understanding, and harmony to all living beings. Keeping your eyes closed, gradually begin to bring your awareness back to your immediate surroundings. Hold on to this peaceful feeling within you, and remember your inner peace has a profound impact on creating peace in your external world. Namaste.
Staying in this place of peace that's been created, I know we are at the center of peace. Not just this physical place, but a state of consciousness. Because at the center of peace is God. God is peace. I know that the manifest universe that God has created is vibrating at a frequency of peace, of love, joy, harmony. It's always there. And as it's always there, it's waiting for us. It's waiting for us to join that frequency so that we too can live as intended, to be one with the Creator, to be peace, to be love, to be joy, to experience abundance. We are the prodigal sons and daughters returning home, always welcome with opened arms, with loving arms, where peace resides. This is who we are. This is our birthright. It is as God intended for us. And despite whatever is going on in the external world, there's always the center of peace within us. Because as God is peace, we are peace. And anything that disturbs that, any experience around us that gives the illusion that it's not so, we just need to tune into the universe and know the truth of who we are. And as we step into our authentic selves, we know and we live from that place. And so as I know that to be true for me, I know it to be true for everyone who hears my voice and beyond. And I know this service because it's a divine idea in the mind of God. I know that it unfolds perfectly. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for everyone who gives their sacred yes each week to make service possible. For the musicians who share their gifts, for Al and Vern, for Nicole, for our greeters, and last but not least, our Reverend Twana, knowing that she is a vessel for God's message, that she allows God to speak through and as her. And as we just move into the service, we know that it's an inspiration. It raises our consciousness. It gives us the opportunity to practice love and peace and joy. And with all that's been said, I know it's already done. So I just place these words into the law of mind and anchor by saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Betty, for that wonderful treatment, affirmative prayer. And thank you, Alima, for guiding us this morning. That was a beautiful meditation. Thank you. So now we just take this moment to turn our attention to our vision and our mission. It is to the right hand of me, my right side. If you would please join me in seeing this as a realized vision in our world today. And as we move into our vision and mission, our vision, a loving and peaceful world where all of humanity is honored as the divinity within is experienced. And our mission, the center of peace, is a loving, inclusive, and vibrant community that utilizes and demonstrates spiritual principles and practices to cultivate powerful individuals who together create peace throughout the world. And so it is. And if you would now please stand and join me in the singing of our congregational song, You can find the lyrics to the song in your phone if you've downloaded the QR code. We also have the lyrics printed if anybody is unfamiliar, and we can pass them around if you need the lyrics, unfamiliar with the lyrics. Our congregational song, I'm One, penned by our retired licensed professional practitioner, Mr. Bayless Webb himself. Hey, Bayless.
Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and it dwells inside of me. This perfect spirit, pure loving spirit, rests in everything I see. God walks beside me, protects and guides me. It's ever with me, wherever I go. I trust its power, God's healing power. Its love surrounds me, and this I know. I live in spirit, I breathe in spirit. It lives within me, and so spirit, I think a spirit, its life is my life. I know God's life is my life. I know God's life is my life. I know.
So while we're still standing, let's not miss out on this opportunity to simply allow our eyes to roam around the room and freely stop and find somebody else's gaze and let them know that they are loved and that they are welcome here. At just a moment to acknowledge our humanity. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes. All right, you may be seated. So let me just welcome everybody again here this morning to the Center of Peace. Delighted that you all are here. Here at the Center of Peace, we are an open and affirming community. All are welcome at the Center of Peace. And if this is your first time here with us on a Sunday, celebrating life and celebrating love, I invite you to stand so that we may acknowledge you and allow love simply to flow through our hands, from our hearts through our hands. I don't see that there's anybody new, so let us just extend love to each other, to your neighbor. Say welcome, welcome, welcome. I declare life is good.
Life is good.
And today is going to be, as it already is, a good, good day. Welcome. Yes. All right. I think with that, I'm going to turn it over to our board secretary, Marie Amy Taylor, the announcements.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. What a perfectly beautiful day. Donna Brown, could we ask you to come up and remind us of the importance of the Supporting Families Forward initiative?
Good morning, everyone. I'd just like to remind you that this is the month that we are having our fund drive for back to school for our children. In this week's announcement that went out Friday evening or Saturday morning, there is an announcement about the drive with details. Click on the link where you will find out where to send your money, how to send it, the various ways, and how in the past what $100 can purchase, but no donation is too small. So we appreciate your contributions. The Families Forward appreciates it, and we'll be sending one check to Families Forward at the end of the month. And this drive will continue through the entire month of August. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Deborah Ford, could you come up and share our information about the Peace Walk?
Good morning, everyone. Before I do that, I want to tell you that there's still one more class for the summer session. We're not finished yet. Myself and Marilyn will be teaching Essential Earnest. It is a wonderful class based on all of Ernest Holmes' readings. I want to say we'll be having meditations, and we'll be talking about some of the, actually, they have redone the class, and so they'll be referring back to our principles, the principles that we read. So they'll be used, there'll be lively discussions, there'll be an opportunity for you to maybe not agree with what Ernest is saying. So come out and join us. It's on Tuesday, August 22nd. It'll be on Zoom. It says here, and so I do want to say this, I haven't cleared this with Rev yet, but it does say that foundations is a suggested request prerequisite, but it's not required. So, if you want to, like I said, I haven't cleared it with her, but I'm just reading what's here. So, I invite you to come to this class. It's fun, and it's really interesting to see and read Ernie from the back end and get to feel and get a real up-close feeling about what he was thinking. So that's first. You can register, go to our website, and you can register online for that. And then the Peace Walk is just right now, I just want to give you a heads up to hold the date September 23rd at 10 o'clock a.m. Our intention is to walk in Vernon Park. And this is not just a peace walk. This is an international walk sponsored by and started by Dr. Joe Dispenza. So at 10 o'clock in the morning, everyone across the world, and he does have many places, will be walking to a meditation walk. So you must bring your telephones, your earphones, and your iPhones, earphones, whatever you call those things. And most importantly, earplugs, because it will start at 10 and he will be guiding you. You will be walking along with thousands of other people all across the world. It's called the Walk for the World. And when we get everything set up that it's clear, we'll give out more information because we want you to register and we want to be in this as the center of peace, walking for the world. We'll be walking for peace in addition for walking for the world. But it's walking for lifting your consciousness, knowing that as we all lift our consciousness, we can make a difference in the world. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Children and youth are on break for the month of August. If you are a part of a care circle, interested in a care circle, there is information on how to get involved and who to contact. It came out through Constant Contact, and you should have received that electronically. It will continue to be sent out because Allende is on it. Creating Community Beyond Walls is our monthly beach day. The last one was a real success. The next one is August 23rd. You can scan your QR code at the greeters table for more information, or you could contact the TCP at info@thecenterofpeace.org for more information. Parking seems to be going really well. We've not had any problems at all recently, I don't think. The gate will be open until 1:30 p.m. Anytime after that, you have to walk down the side of the building and get a token from the good people inside. And finally, we want to remind you that our wonderful practitioners, many of whom have on the purple stoles, are here. And they are not only here for meditation and prayer after the service, but they are available to you throughout the week. So please take advantage of them. They are trained, prepared, and dedicated. I'm complete. Thank you.
I just thought of one more announcement. I'm sorry. Ayenda, can you come up here real quick? While they are preparing themselves, Ayenda came up with a great idea. But before we move forward with it, I think we should just let them know about your idea about the play. You know what I mean? I didn't get time to about that. Okay, yeah. So tell me what you got cooking up now.
Okay, so coming up in November, well, I love the theater. So, yeah, okay. Okay, the mic. So we're getting some tickets to see Wicked in November. So, and here in Center City Academy of Music, in the early part of November. So we're working that out right now. So I see there's some people really interested, right? So, right. So, right. You have to buy your own ticket. Most. Let me see. Show of hands. Who's interested? Oh. Okay. That's good stuff. Okay. So we're going to be in the house. All right. So I'll stay tuned. These are non-refundable tickets. They're no more than, I would say, about no more than $90 right now. So, and we're staying, well, no more than $90, I promise, because we're getting group rates. So stay tuned. An email is going to go out. Looking forward to spending some time with you. I covered it? Okay. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone feeling? It looks so beautiful. The song that we're going to do today is The Gift of the Goddess. We're all goddesses in here, and gods and goddesses. Yes? Yes. Are you ready? Yes. And when I say, are you ready, say, I am ready. I'm ready. Ah, sounds good. Here we go. These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace, all the gifts of the goddess. Are you ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess? Love, joy, and peace, these are the gifts of the goddess. Are you ready to receive? Love, are you ready? I am ready. Peace, are you ready? Are you ready? Joy, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to receive? Yeah, these are the gifts of the goddess. Love, joy, and peace, these are the gifts of the goddess. Are you ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess? Love, joy, and peace, these are the gifts of the goddess. Are you ready to receive? Love, are you ready? Are you ready? Joy, are you ready? Are you ready? Peace, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to receive? You play a little bit well. Love, joy, and peace, these are the gifts of the goddess. Are you ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess? Love, joy, and peace, these are the gifts of the goddess. Are you ready to receive? Passion, are you ready? Are you ready? Success, are you ready? Are you ready? Passion, are you ready? Are you ready? Abundance. I said abundance. Woo! I said abundance. Abundance. Are you ready? Are you ready? Joy. Are you ready? Are you ready? Love. Are you ready? Are you ready to receive? These are the gifts of the goddess. Love, joy, and peace. These are the gifts of the goddess. Are you ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess? Love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? Joy, are you ready? Are you ready? Love, you ready?
Are you ready?
Passion.
Passion.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready to receive? Are you ready to receive? Yeah. Are you ready to receive? One more time. Are you ready to receive?
Morning, Center of Peace. Today is Peace Sunday. First Sunday of every month is Peace Sunday, and I have asked 4 readers to please come up and share their peace quotes.
No one will find peace until they discover the power of their own mind to act upon conditions, rather than allowing the conditions to act upon them. Urban Steel, 10 words that will change your life.
Within you, there is an integrity of the spirit. Within you, there is the capacity to look out at your world through your own state of consciousness and see it as good. You need to live in peace with yourself. Raymond Charles Barker, The Science of Forgiveness.
Ms. Zuma says she asked us to say these, but we're about the same height, but I'm going to just say I felt like I couldn't say no. My reading is as such. Peace comes from being able to contribute the best that we have and all that we are towards creating a world that supports everyone. But it is also securing the space for others to contribute the best that they have and all that they are. Hafsat Abiola.
My world is safe. I am at peace with all of life. I let go of old limitations. I let go and I am at peace. Louise Hay.
Thank you so much, ladies. I didn't try to beat her up or anything. I just... Please stand with me to read our affirmation. You may have it on a QR code. If not, you can repeat after me. I affirm that I am one with God.
I affirm that I am one with God.
And therefore, I am one with all of God's creation.
And therefore, I am one with all of God's creation.
I express my oneness through love and gratitude.
I express my oneness through love and gratitude.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And that was submitted by our licensed professional practitioner, Sandra Forrest. Our reading for today, also submitted by Sandy, is from the Science of Mind magazine, April 8th, 2023, Rejoice in the Unlimited Universe. Quote, I can't change the world, but I can change the world in me if I rejoice. By U2, the group U2. I rejoice in my life within me. Ernest Holmes, from the Science of Mind, page 516. And the reading is as follows. Resentment is the killer of joy. Have you ever resented someone? Most of us have at some point in our lives. Perhaps you've resented someone for getting a promotion you thought you should have gotten. Or maybe resented a sibling you believe got more attention than you did growing up. Whatever the case, whatever the cause, resentment is a common experience. It often comes from the idea of limited good, the idea that if someone else gets something, then there is less of that left in the world
for anyone else. However, the universe is unlimited. There is good in the universe, and you deserve to have it, and so does everyone else. Begin paying attention to how you respond when you hear good news about other people. Do you always rejoice for them? Do you rejoice for people you like, but not for people you don't like? Do you resent the good fortune of some others? Be honest with yourself. No one else must know what you are feeling. However, see if you can begin little by little to replace resentment with rejoicing. Being happy for others leaves space for happiness in yourself. It lets the universe know you are open and receptive for your own good because you are receptive to the good of others. And so it is.
There's a healing going on. Yeah, there's a healing going on. Can you feel the healing? There's a healing going on. I'd like to send love to my family, Yonda Van Zant. Her daughter passed. And we send a love to the Van Zant family. I lifted up and sang for Beautiful Family Friday. Raise your hands up high. Say, I thank you for this day. I'm so grateful for this day. Reach out your right hand and put it over your left shoulder. Reach out your left hand and put it over your right shoulder. Say, I love myself so much. Oh, that I can love you so much. That you can love you so much. Then you can start loving me. Send love all over the world. Send love all over the world. Come on, y'all. Send love all over the world. There's a healing going on. Healing. There's a healing going on. Let me walk to the banks of the river of love, where the current runs deep inside, where there's no separation and the lights will always see. It's my responsibility to heal the wounds in me. for Miss Jan Jeffries. Hey, now we got Mr. Will Cates from New Jersey. Come on, give him a little bit. Y'all.
I'll take you there.
Reverend T's gonna take us there. Reverend T gonna take us there. Is Reverend T gonna take us there? Hey, come on. Pump the love. Come on, pump the love. Come on. Pump the love. We gon' pump the love. Everybody, let's pump. Pump the love, say pump the love. Send it all over the world. We are center of peace. We are
the center of peace.
Pump the world.
Pump the world.
My grandfather would be real proud. We had the drums and the keyboard and the bass. I'm like, what? He really would. Right. So we letting stuff go. Releasing. Living in joy. We've been doing it all year. We're going to continue to do it. It's an imperative that we must do it. The world needs you and your joy. So, I have a few principles, as always, just to get us anchored this morning. The spiritual principles you can find if you download the QR code. You can have a copy of the exact thing that I have, or you can do a search online for Ernest Holmes and What We Believe, and you'll also find the same list and set of principles that I'm reading from. This morning, I'm reading from spiritual principle number 1. Simply, we believe in God, the living spirit, almighty one, indestructible, absolute and self-existent cause. Spiritual principle number 2, we believe in the individualization of the spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one spirit. Spiritual principle number 6, we believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. We believe in one that is varied in its expression. That's you and me. We believe in unity, yet we are one. Though we seem separate and apart, we are one. Finally, spiritual principle number 4, we believe that heaven is within us. When we can come to embody this truth that we are one, we will experience heaven. It does require that we stop trying to contract what is expansive. We stop trying to dim the light of love and dim the light of joy and dim the light of peace so that we may experience it in ourselves and not to dim the light of this joy and this peace in others. All right, so our purpose of seeking the divinity within, the reason that many of us come to a place like this, any kind of church, any kind of center, really is twofold. The first purpose, it's so that we may come to experience joy and peace and all these things in our life. And so it is also twofold in that we come to know that we want the same for our brothers and our sisters. It's twofold, not singular in our purpose. And we need to know that. We oftentimes will sing the song, "You are the face of God. Yes. I'll hold you in my heart. Yes. You are a part of me. You are the face of God." We sing these songs, but do we mean it? Right? Or we might sing, "I love myself so much that I can love you so much." That's it. I love myself so much that I can love you so much. Our purpose is twofold. And in the book, The Inward Journey by Howard Thurman, he says this in a reading titled The Twofold Encounter. It's on page 137 of my book, The Inward Journey. In it, he says, the individual has a twofold encounter with the God of the universe. In one dimension of the encounter, the individual seeks to lay bare the totality of his life before God. There is another dimension of encounter. It is at the level of brotherhood and community with the children of God. This encounter is instinct with the demand that all broken harmonies with our fellows be repaired and restored. These are the two dimensions of the encounter. A man dare not face his God on the day of anointment, seeking a right relation with him, unless he has already exhausted himself in redeeming all the broken relations that he has with his fellows. There is an impertinence and an utter arrogance in coming before God, seeking for oneself at his hand what one has refused to give to those who walk the common way from day to day. He says, no man can be happy in heaven if he left his brother in hell. No man can be happy in heaven if he's left his brother in hell. Shall I continue, or shall we just stop right there and call it a day? No man. If we've left our brothers and sisters in hell. It is said that God is love. And our mission states that we use spiritual principles and practices to cultivate within ourselves first this love. It is a kind of self-love that at some point in time, if you're practicing, and let me just say, the mission says to practice, not to be perfect, to practice. So this kind of love, this self-love that we're cultivating within ourselves soon becomes pure love. And that's important to know, because it is this love, this pure love, that will not allow ourselves to pursue a walk in heaven while leaving our brothers and sisters in hell. It's this love that propels us in this way. It's a kind of love that pick you up and turn you around. It's the kind of love I'm talking about today. It's a kind of love that calls you to see different. Yes.
It's the kind of love that calls you to do different. This kind of love, but it has to be cultivated within ourselves first, that turns into pure love, then that we can share with others, as Marcy has invited us to do this morning. But you got to practice. You ain't got to be perfect, but you got to practice. This is so important and something that we need to know, because when we come to utilize the principles and we come to understand them in a way that leads to practice, or we want to utilize the principles and come to understand the principles and utilize them in such a way that it becomes a practice, that becomes a part of our everyday living. We can't afford to allow the principles to be so out here that they can't change our lives day in and day out. And you got to be committed to that. You can keep reading the hard stuff and trying to figure it out, or you can just kind of, figure it out. Make it simple for yourself. And then share with somebody else. So we got to be able to see the areas then in our life where we are not practicing. That is a part of our work. You got to identify the areas in your life where you are not practicing, and then practice. Oftentimes, in this teaching, we refer to the practice as something like this. We say something like, our work is to clear the layers of negative thinking, old thoughts, old beliefs off of the mirror of life that is before us. Sometimes you'll hear people refer to our work as something like that, so that we can see clearly and think rightly. But I have been thinking lately about our work in this way, that our work is more like clearing up muddied water. In the Bible, in the book of Proverbs 25 and 26, it states this in one version. It says, like a muddied spring or a polluted fountain is a righteous man who gives away before the wicked. And in another version it says, if the godly give into the wicked, it's like polluting a fountain or muddying a spring. Our work is to clear the muddied waters. The muddied waters is equivalent to one who gives into wicked ways. The muddy waters is equivalent to the one who will leave their brothers and sisters in hell and their pursuit of heaven. It's the muddy waters. So our practice then, when it comes to the water, is not to mess it up, not to murk it up, not to muck it up, but to clean it up. Not to mess it up, not to muck it up, not to murk it up, but to clean it up. You should tell your neighbor that when it comes to the water, our job, not to mess it up, not to murk it up, not to muck it up, but clean it up. Don't mess it up. Don't muck it up. Don't murk it up. Clean it up. All right. Y'all got it. The muddy waters. Don't mess it up. Don't muck it up, don't murk it up, but clean it up. And every time we let go, we are clearing up the water. Every time we find an area in our life where we're not practicing and we start to practice, we are cleaning and clearing up the water. Every time we can let go of the small things, we are cleaning and clearing up the muddied water. Every time we become conscious of that which is unconscious in us, we are cleaning up the water. Every time we make the declaration that it's got to go, that we're only taking what's essential with us on our adventure, we are cleaning and clearing up the water. We've been doing this all year. We've been talking about this all year. But then, so there are things that we can see readily and are willing to release and let go. But as our theme for the month of August suggests, released from it, there are those things that seemingly have a hold on us that we need to be released from. The things that seem as though it's impossible to be freed from. The things that seem to be almost impossible to stop. It has become so embedded in who we are, and we've learned some of these things at such a young age that we don't even recognize anymore that we are doing some of these things. And these things we need to be released from because they have a hold on us, and it's murking up the water. It's messing up the water. And the Tao, which is a book written 500 years before Jesus' birth by Lao Tzu, Chinese, I believe. There was dictated 81 verses to Lao Tzu, and he wrote them down, ancient book. And in verse number 44, he says, a contented man is never disappointed. He knows when to stop. This man is preserved from peril. Only thus can you, when this happens, then you can endure a long time. Know when to stop. Doing the thing that you've been doing has become so familiar, and you just keep on doing it. You got to know when to stop. So Wayne Dyer, in his book, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, Living the Wisdom of the Tao, right here, right? He says, this verse implores us to know when to stop. And perhaps there are something we've been doing way, way too long. Way too long. And are unaware that we've been doing it for too long. Also in the Tao, in verse number 69, it offers us the invitation of living without enemies. Living without enemies. And I had some stuff to read. I didn't put it in my book. Let me give you the reading. This is good. This is what he says in the verse on living by knowing when to stop. The 44th verse tells you that that changing the way you prioritize your life ensures a fruitful one. I call it the, quote, enough is enough section of the Tao Te Ching. When you update your view of the most important things in your life, the world around you is going to seem very, very different. Lao Tzu is urging you to look into your heart and examine what is truly important. He goes on to say, begin to note the senselessness of demanding more, exhausting yourself in pursuit of what keeps you trapped, what keeps you trapped in a vicious cycle of striving and never arriving, or trying to find fulfillment. This verse implores you to know when to stop. He goes on to say that the beauty of this verse is that you give away your attachment to things or ways of being, which is what I mean by knowing when to stop. You give up your attachment to ways and things of being. Okay, now let me get back to this. Verse 69, living without enemies. In it, he says, this is from the Tao, there is no greater misfortune than feeling I have an enemy. For when I and enemy exist together, there's no room left for my treasure. In other words, when I and enemy exist together, there's no room left for joy. When I and enemy exist together, there's no room left for love. When I and enemy exist together, there's no room left for heaven. We believe in heaven. That is a conscious state of mind. When I and enemy exist, there is no room for us to experience the expansiveness of love of God Almighty in our life. Thus, when two opponents meet, the one without an enemy will surely triumph. The one without an enemy will surely triumph. So, while you might be pressed, or while we might be pressed in this teaching to find people who talk about an enemy, unlike some other people who talk a lot about the enemy, you'll be pressed to find people here talking about the enemy, because our focus is primarily on turning within. It doesn't mean that we don't spend a considerable amount of time thinking about the one who has done something. Yet we don't call him an enemy. We spend a considerable amount of time thinking about the one who is doing something. And yet we do not call them the enemy. There are those people who've done things and is doing things, and if we had our way, we'd tell them to stop. Jerry, you knew where I was going. We tell them to stop. So while there is a great deal of focus outwardly, we got to admit that to ourselves. It's so much so, even though we don't say that there is the enemy, our focus is so outward that we don't even know when we ourselves have become the enemy. We don't know it. And yet we have become the enemy. Tell somebody, I said, don't muck up the water. Don't murk it up. Don't mess it up. Clean it up. Clean it up. The enemy, and don't even realize it, have yet come to realize it. When I and enemy exist, there is no room for heaven. There is no room for joy. Some of y'all still might not know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to make it real clear this morning. When we find fault with others, you have become the enemy. You have become the enemy. What'd you say, Bob? Don't mess it up? Mucking it up? You know what I mean? It's, you go like, oh my God, why she gotta eat like that? You know what I mean? Oh my God, the mouth open. Hey, make it plain. Why she gotta act like that? Oh my God, why is he so loud? Why are they so loud? You know what I mean? Oh my God. Why is she so slow? Oh my God. Messing it up. Marking it up. Mucking it up. Our job is to clean it up. Wanting others to stop. Wanting others to change for our comfort. For our comfort. Really, it's making me uncomfortable. It makes me feel some kind of way when you with me and you eating with your mouth like, you know what I mean? Oh my God! Oh my God! This fault finding in others. What it really is, it's an attempt for us to give ourselves permission to continue to blame others. The small fault finding is practice so that you can continue to blame others. I find fault over here, but I blame you over here. You got to. I found fault in my house with my wife, so then I can turn around and blame my mother. You just like her. Oh my God, I'm clearing it all up for y'all today. Fault finding. I've become the enemy. Don't even know it. I'm messing it up. I'm murking it up. I'm mucking it up. And now, I'm going to clean it up. I got to clean it up. Finding fault is messing up the water. Finding fault is messy. It's messy. And as long as the water is muddied, we will never be able to see clearly what's not there. We won't ever be able to see clearly what's not there. And I know some of you, a few of you, I know what you're saying, but Rev, it's true. She does eat with her mouth open. They are too loud. She does take a long, long time. It's true, Rev. It might be true. It might be true that I seem unapproachable at times. A fault of mine. I've heard people say, why don't you be the one to engage in conversation with your neighbors first? Why you gotta be so standoffish? It might be true. I need a little bit of time, you know what I mean? I need a little bit of time before I warm up to you. It might be true. These faults that we find in others, let me make it even more clear. It might be true, the faults that we find in each other. It might be true, the faults that we find in each other. But it doesn't mean that we get to wrap it up in our self-righteousness. It doesn't mean we get to say, it's bothering me, stop it. The dad just said, don't tell them to stop, you stop. Matter of fact, tell your neighbor, Reverend Twana said, don't tell them to stop, you stop. Reverend Twana said, don't tell them to stop, you stop. A Course in Miracles says it's something like this. Our perception is off. Our perception that there is a problem is the problem. I'm going to slow it down in case you didn't get it. Our perception that there is a problem is the problem. Our perception that there is a problem is the problem. No man can be happy in heaven if he's left his brother in hell. No man can be happy in heaven if all we are doing is finding fault with each other. No man can be happy in heaven if we want to stay connected to our thoughts and ideas that lead us back to blaming over here. Finding fault over here so we can blame over there. None of us will never experience heaven. No man can be happy in heaven if he left his brother in hell. Let our simple affirmation today be that I have no enemy and I'm not the enemy. I have no enemy and I'm not the enemy. I have no enemy and I'm not the enemy. The water, our job, the muddied water is not to mess it up, not to murk it up, not to muck it up, but to clean it up. You know what? So it is. So it is. So it is. Al, you up. And so we just go right into the song. Oh yeah, there we go. So it is. as Al is queuing up the song, I rarely give homework, but I'm feeling called to give homework. I want us all to be aware of when we are finding fault with others this week. I want you to email me at info@thecenterofpeace.org. I want you to tell me about your experience. I want you to tell me what you become aware of in yourself. I want you to tell me what you come to notice about yourself. We ain't got to be perfect, but we do have to practice. We do not have to be perfect, but we do have to practice. I want to hear about it. I do. Practitioners, join us as we just allow the music to take us deeper into the Word today.
And not be he cannot play with dreams, nor think he's himself a dream. He cannot make a hell and think it's real. He wants the peace of God, and it's given him. The peace of God is yours, it was given by him. No one who truly seeks can feel the fighting. That is all he wants, that is all he will receive. Let me have said these words, but few have meant them. I want the peace of God, 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 I want the peace of God.
You are the face of God. I'll hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. And so it is. So let's move forward in our service today. It's that time when we get to move into a time where we come together to give to the Center of Peace. I'm just asking you to take out your gifts, your tithes, and your offerings, as we know that those who are supporting us out in the world these days, that they too have given to the Center of Peace electronically and online, and we just bring all of that in together in this moment in time as we just simply move into prayer. Why don't you join me and turn it within into that which is inexhaustible in its giving of love and life, and joy itself. Once you turn within with me, where we become so aware of pure love that transcends any faults that you might find in others and in yourself. Let us know now that all that we receive today, that it moves us forward in creating an even more sacred space and an even more sacred place for anybody and everybody who is ready to clear up the muddied water. Let us affirm and know that in our work, that we be committed to practicing and not being perfect. And in doing so, we invite others to practice, to let go, to live in joy. I'm so thankful that we get to do this, and so blessed that we get to consciously and intentionally create opportunities for this to happen, that we get to consciously and intentionally create heaven right here on earth, that we get to consciously and intentionally look in the eyes of our brothers and sisters that are here with us and declare and decree that you are the face of God. And I hold you as close to love in my heart as I possibly can. And though I am not perfect, I am practicing. This is what we are grateful for. And I know, too, that just as we are blessed in having a place that affirms this goodness about us and what's possible in our world, I know, too, that the giver is blessed 1,000,000 times fold. So for every cent that we receive, I give thanks. I do give thanks. And so it is.
Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks for all that is. Give praise, give praise, give praise, give praise. Give praise for all that is. There will never ever be another day just like this day, so let's give praise now. Selah, Selah, Selah. Selah for all that is. Ashe, 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 Ashe. For all that is. Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks for all that is. There will never ever be another day just like this day, so let's give praise now. Just like this day, so let's give
So it is. Thank you. All right. So before we sing our closing song, our final song, and have our benediction, I'd like to call Nzinga up. Some of you might know, and some of you might not know, but Nzinga is going to be moving to California. And in the not so far distant future, Nzinga has been a pillar in this community, a beacon of light. I've seen Nzinga show up when others were not there, giving whatever she had. It's all inspiring. It is. And I hope you know that about yourself. You are a beacon of light, and you take all of us with you.
Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. I had to come today. I really shouldn't have came, but I should have came. I ran into Reverend Sheila's picture. I was moving stuff yesterday, and I was like, oh, Reverend Sheila, I'm going. I'll be there. So I don't know where I would be out without the teachings, without you back there, right here, Carmen, Irma, back there, and all the lights that we can't physically see, all those lights, the children, centerpiece is so special. Yes. So special. And I have grown so much, I don't know. I wore some of your practitioners out. I want you to know. I wore them out. Callista, you know. I wore them out. Mary Hurdle, I wore her out. Okay, I wore her out. Deborah Ford. Jerry. Barbara. Zoma. And those who I didn't name, I wore you out, but that's okay, because I'm still here, and I thank you. I love you, Center of Peace. And of course, Saida. I wore her out, give praises and blessings to her. Please, and I pray that Nia Nandi is fine, so I'm going to send her prayers. I wore her out, too. I just love you all, and I'll take centerpiece with me where I go.
For sure. Can we do a chamber prayer for you?
Oh, I need that.
All right. So,
I need that.
So if you would stand, if some of you do not know what a chamber prayer is, we all pray together. We'll put Nzinga here in the center. You go here, and we'll surround her. We can have a couple of people come behind and to the side. You don't have to be perfect at praying. Just pray any way that you pray. So we'll all be praying at the same time, and as it winds down and I feel it coming to a close, I will just close it by saying, and so it is. But for now, join us. Let love extend through our hearts and flow through the words of our mouth. For Nzinga, let us know here and now truly that God is all that there is. There is but one life, one mind, one power, one presence, one energy, one essence. One idea. It is a grand idea. It is always a full and complete idea. As the seed, it always contains whatever it needs to blossom and to bloom, to take root, so that the roots may extend far and wide. This I know true about this idea, that is a divine idea in the mind of God of you moving to California. It is a full and complete idea. I affirm and I know in unifying and know that you are one with all of life, that all of your needs are met. That love welcomes you, and joy enters into your heart, and the light that you are beams so that others may begin to see the light in their own self. I affirm and I know that when your journey's there, that you get there with ease and grace. Enjoy, taking all of who you are with you, so that others may be blessed, and that you may be a blessing. I affirm and I know only goodness and the perfection of God and life in you, through you, and as you. It is good. It is so, so good. You are. And so it is. Yes. So let us just stand here in this place as we prepare ourselves for our closing song. Just stay where you are. We'll have the band come up. We're already standing as we prepare to sing our song. And Zinga, you can, if you want to stay there, you can stand there, or you can slide to the left or slide to the right.
I know I love it.
I know you do. So I just want to remind you again that if you are in need of prayer, like Nzinga said, wear the practitioners out. We are here to pray and to know the truth about you and for you.
Al's going to play the CD. Any other choir members in the There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. Now I can say, if you're discouraged, wanting just to make it through another day, you have got to let it go. Let it go. Let it go. She said, let it go. And this is what you have to say. I release, yes, and I let go. Let it go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let go. Let it slide. Spirit, run my life. My heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, and no more strife. But with my faith I see the light. Free in the Spirit, only here for God. Raise the roof, y'all. And I let go. Pump it up. Let it go. Spirit, run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, and no more strife. With my faith I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.
And so as we journey on throughout our week, let us affirm and know, I have no enemy, and I'm not the enemy. The water, don't mess it up, don't murk it up, don't muck it up, clean it up. And so it is.
and it's dark in my heart and it feels like a cold night. Today's a new day, but where are my blue skies? Where is the love and the joy that you promised me? Tell me it's alright.
I'll be honest with you.
I almost gave up, but a power that I can't explain fell from heaven like a shower.
When I think how much better I'm gonna be when this is over.
Smile, even though I hurt, see I smile. I know God is working, so I smile. Even though I've been here for a while.
What you do?
I smile.
Come on and
Smile. It's so hard to look up when you've been down. Sure would hate to see you give up now.
God's people.
You look so much better when you smile. So smile.
Now every day ain't gonna be perfect, but it still don't mean today don't have purpose. Come on.
Today's a new day, but there is no sunshine. Nothing but clouds and it's dark in my heart and it feels like a cold night.
It ain't easy, but
Today's a new day, but tell me where are my blue skies?
where is that love, y'all?
Where is the love and the joy that you promised me? Tell me it's alright.
The truth is,
I almost gave up, but a power that I can't explain
that Holy Ghost power, y'all.
fell from heaven like a shower down.
Now I know we've been hurt, y'all, but still,
I smile,
come on.
even though I hurt, see I smile.
Y'all feel that?
I know God is working, so I smile. Even though I've been here for a while,
Still,
I smile.
hallelujah.
Smile. It's so hard to look up when you've been down. Sure would hate to see you give up now.
God's people,
You look so much better when you smile.
let's go.
Smile for me.
Whoa.
Can you just smile for me?
Whatever you're in right now,
Smile for me.
smile.
Can you just smile for me?
And my people say,
You look so much better when you. You look so much better when you. You look so much better when you.
I say,
You look so much better when you.
and while you waiting,
You look so much better when you.
yeah, and while you praying,
You look so much better when you.
look in the mirror.
You look so much better when you.
Always remember,
You look so much better when you smile.
come on.
I almost gave up.
I almost gave
Power
up,
that I can't
but that
explain
Holy Ghost power, y'all,
fell from heaven like
came down
a
from
shower
heaven.
down.
Hardships, difficulties,
Right now,
tears, storms. This is what I do.
I smile. Even though I hurt, see I smile.
But that feels good.
I know God is working, so I smile.
All things are working.
Even though I'm in it for a while,
Still,
I smile. Smile.
hallelujah.
So hard to look up when you've been down.
I know it's hard right now
Sure would hate to see you give up now.
because you're a winner.
You look so much better when you smile.
You look better.
So smile.
Dallas,
You look so much better when you.
New
You
Orleans,
look so much better when you.
come on,
You
Cleveland,
look so much better when you. You
Detroit,
look so much better when you.
yeah,
You look
Philly,
so much better when you.
Jersey,
So much better when you.
LA.
So much better when you.
All my people say,
You look so much better when you smile.
see, I just don't want you to be happy, but then you gotta have something happen then. I want you to have joy, because can't nobody take that from you. I see you. Smile.